Hello, my name is Dr. Beth Cudney, and in this video, I'd like to take you through teaming. Teaming is an important aspect of any Six Sigma or continuous improvement effort, and in this video, I'd like to take you through some of the basics of team dynamics and then how to use diagramming and decision-making tools to improve your team. So first, when we talk about teams, the ideal size for a team is 5 to 9 members, and more specifically, a team around 7 members typically provides the most benefit because at that point it's not too large or too small that it could still be very effective. When looking at who should be on the team, it's important to make sure you have the right subject matter experts. You want a cross-functional team that comprises of people from operations, design, finance, marketing, and other various areas within your facility that relate to that problem. By having the cross-functional team together, that provides a more holistic view of how you can best meet your customer expectations. In addition, it's important to have stakeholders. The stakeholders can provide important information about what's important to them and to the customers. When we talk about teams, there's several different types of teams. From a very general standpoint, there are informal and formal teams. Informal teams have fluid membership. The team members are brought in only when they're needed, depending on the specific needs at that point in the project. And then formal teams have very specific goals, and those team members are brought in and are part of the team for the duration of the project. And then in more specific terms, there are 3 basic types of teams: virtual, process improvement, and self-directed. Virtual teams consist of team members from different locations, and this is becoming more and more prevalent, especially as organizations become more and more global. Process improvement teams are typically the types of teams within Six Sigma, Design for Six Sigma, or any type of continuous improvement efforts. Process improvement teams consist of cross-functional team members that are focused on finding and implementing process improvement changes to provide better benefits to the customer. And then self-directed teams typically have broader goals that are focused on improving the day-to-day operations. When forming a team, there are 5 basic stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and transitioning. Within the forming stage, the team members are starting to get to know each other and starting to get a sense of belonging to that group. At this point, the team members may be trying to please each other and may agree too much on initial topic discussions because they're still getting a sense of the project and how they'll work together. And this is why it's typically referred to as the honeymoon phase. Another key aspect of the forming stage is that this is where the members are trying to understand their roles and responsibilities. In the storming stage, this is where the team members start to voice their ideas. They start understanding more of the scope of the project, the members' roles, and this is where ideas and understanding might start to conflict, and these disagreements start to slow down the team. So again, here, not much work is being accomplished. In the next stage of norming, this is where the team members start to resolve their conflicts. Team members begin agreeing on mutually acceptable ideas to start moving forward, and then the team starts to accomplish work, and they start functioning as a team because they start trusting each other and start sharing their ideas. In the 4th stage of performing, this is where the team is actually becoming really effective. The skill set complement each other, and the synergy is created. This is also where the team members start realizing their interdependence, and they're able to solve problems as a team. And then finally, in the 5th stage, this is where the team is disbanded because they've accomplished their goals. And so the team members will go on to other activities. However, if the project is continued with an additional scope, some of the team members may be changed, and then the team dynamics could go back to the earlier stages. Occasionally, you'll see 2 additional stages. The first is adjourning, where the loose ends are wrapped up, and then recognition, where the team members are acknowledged for their contribution. So now let's take a look at some of the team tools that can help move the team forward in the right direction. The first is brainstorming. Brainstorming is a way of generating a large number of creative ideas in a very short period, and it really encourages team participation. To accomplish this, a round-robin discussion could be used in which each team member is given the opportunity to present their ideas. It's important to make sure that all team members feel comfortable expressing their ideas. It's also important to eliminate any redundancies in ideas, and typically any redundant ideas are combined to streamline the process. Another key team tool is the nominal group technique. And this is a less vocal form of brainstorming in which ideas are written down on sheets of papers or sticky notes, and then these ideas are posted for review. Nominal group technique is used as a way to prioritize a list of ideas or items. The items that are provided by the team are listed alphabetically, and that helps to avoid any bias. Then each team member ranks each item using a higher number for a higher ranking. And then the team compiles a total for each item, and the highest totals are the higher priority items. Another team tool is multi-voting, and it's very similar to nominal group technique. The difference, however, with multi-voting is that each team member is only given a certain amount of points that they can allocate to the list based on what they feel is important. A common number of points that are given are 100 points to each team member. And then the totals for each item are compiled, and the highest points are the highest priority. Force field analysis is another team tool in which the goal or objective is listed as a future desired state at the header of the table. And then two columns are divided under that heading. The left column is referred to as the driving force, and these are the things that make the future state occur. And the right-hand column is a restraining force, and these are things that prevent the future state from occurring. Once these two columns are completed, the nominal group technique is used to rank the two lists, and this provides guidance to the team on where they should focus and prioritize their efforts. The cause and effect diagram is another team tool that uses nominal group technique to think about the potential causes for a stated effect that the team is trying to improve. The cause and effect diagram is also called the fishbone diagram. The ideas can be categorized into headings such as man, machine, methods, materials, measurement, Mother Nature, money, or management, but it really depends on what you're trying to solve, and based on the brainstorming, the ideas can be grouped by affinity, and the appropriate subheading can then be selected by the team. The final team tool is the affinity diagram. This is where teams brainstorm to get 2 to 3 dozen responses to an open-ended question, and then each response is placed on a sticky note. Once all the sticky notes are completed, the team moves those sticky notes around until they fall into approximately 5 natural groupings. Based on each group, the team would name each group. One of the key aspects of the affinity diagram is that it encourages participation from all of the team members. When we look at these team tools, they focus on conversion or diversion. Diversion is an activity that produces a broad or diverse set of options. These are tools such as brainstorming and cause and effect diagrams. Conversion is then used to narrow down that broad list, and this includes tools such as the nominal group technique and multi-voting. So now let's take a quick look at an application. Let's look at a basic example of baking cookies that didn't turn out good. The team could begin by brainstorming and developing a list of all of the different possible reasons why the cookies did not taste good. Once the team has brainstormed, the team can then take that list and organize them based on similar categories. By using an affinity diagram, the team could move around the different ideas to find those natural groupings and then develop the subheadings for each natural grouping. Once the team has organized the list, Then they can begin voting to prioritize the areas for improvement. And in this aspect, the team is involved in ranking the ideas to determine the most appropriate path forward for improvement. The team can also use a cause and effect diagram as an additional activity to ensure that they've determined as many possible ideas. These can then be used as well to improve the process. Finally, a key aspect of teaming is to ensure that there's good, solid communication. As a team forms, it's important to have clearly stated goals and objectives. It's also important to really set the norms or the team roles. These could include rules such as be on time to meetings, ensure you're providing constructive feedback, have an open mind. The team should also announce their team meetings well in advance to make sure that it's on people's calendars. Agendas should also be provided well in advance so that people can come prepared to the meetings. And finally, the meeting should be documented and minutes or notes should be distributed after the meeting. This will help ensure that team members know what their action items are and they have sufficient time to work on these before the next meeting. By using some of these team tools, you can solve problems with the help of your team and these decision-making skills. So I hope you found this video useful, and I wish you the best of luck on creating an effective team for your continuous improvement efforts.